Hi, welcome back to another Archicad speed modeling tutorial by ASM TechBase. My name is Carsten MD. Join the ASM TechBase email list for newsletters and future updates. Okay, let's have a look how we approach this. I took a couple of images from the internet and pasted them in here. So let's zoom in here first because we have to see how we want to model them up. First of all, I had a look how many steps there are. There's two different ones in here. There's 2 steps. There you go. And this one has 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. Now, we can produce 2 different ones. You can produce more, but for my tutorial, I just do 2 different ones for now. The next step would be how to obviously add some nice glass handrails. And you see, you need to close off in the middle here so nobody falls through. Then if you look a bit from underneath, you have some nice light rings. You see this here, so we definitely put them in. And at the very bottom, yes, there we go. You can see, so the column goes down and it has a little bit of a nice sweeping at the bottom. So we can produce all this, and you can see this is quite a good image that the stair goes up and obviously the columns, there's almost no column here, and it just keeps going up and gets taller to the next floor. Okay, so the way we do this is I just used a line or polyline and pretty much cut through one of those. Okay, let's start up with the first one here. This one has no column at the bottom because that will be the very first stair. If you have a slab here, then walk onto here and you don't really need a column down here that's connected to the slab. So this is the first one I like to produce. You zoom in a bit further, you can see I added some extra materials on the steps. So this is like wood material, and this is sort of an edge. Let's go back to my photo here. You can see, let's zoom in. You can see that's wood there, and there's another sort of wooden edge. And if you look closely, the image is not the best, but there's definitely a gap, sort of a shadow gap going around here. So I put that into, if you zoom in, see, you've got the shadow gap here. Now this, again, it just looks much nicer if you render this up and more realistic. And you might as well do this. It's quite easy to do it right here, and you'll see in a moment I use the profiler, and it's easy to produce. The next bit is not to forget, obviously make it nice and round, you know, just match roughly what we have over here. If I go there, see, it's kind of smooth. And one more thing is the stripes here, well, the rings. So I added 2 in here because it looks bad if I add 4. Okay, it just doesn't fit. Great, so I did this, I copied this, and I created my first profile. I go over here, Hyundai Stair 1, and I just pasted that in. I made sure I moved this obviously to the origin here. Now we can have the origin any way you want. You can have it up here, you can have it at the bottom here. For me now in this tutorial, I start here. We can always change this after, which is really nice with this profile manager. Great, so I pasted this in. The next bit in here, if you have used it before, you have to add some fills. So Archicad can actually produce a 3D element. Great, important is each fill, as you can see, you click on it, I have a different material. There's 2 ways to add materials. I've got one up here. You can see that's the way you can do it. You just add a sort of a fill plus a material, and I named them Hyundai 1 all the way down. Or you can override down here. If this is selected, you can see click override, and you just use again just the material. Okay, either way, the main thing is that you apply a material. Great, so I've done this here. See here, Hyundai 1, Hyundai 2, number 3, and we got the lights at number 4. Great, so this is cool, all done. Let's just save this. I have saved it already. Make sure you save it as a wall or a beam, and we get out of here. So what I do is next, let's just draw my first round stair piece. I open the wall tool, I'm going over here and I select stair 1. Okay, I'm not doing anything here for now, but I'll show you in a moment. And we just put it on a layer and project 0 for now, that's fine. And we click OK. Now, because this is round, you go to this option here and let's zoom in a little bit over here. Let's go over here and I click. Okay, now this is gonna happen like this. Now it's important, if you're just in the middle here and you click again, Archicad just can't do this, okay, because it just doesn't recognize it. So if you click, you need a little bit of a gap if you zoom in here. Okay, let's just do that quickly. Let's just do a bit of a gap. All right, see, and then you can do this. All right, which if you do, I show you, it's not really what I want, because if I go into 3D, you see this is not working very nicely. So let's delete this one, do it again. If I go all the way out like this, this looks better. But as you can see, it's the wrong way around. I can flip it, that's fine, but also I've got it in the middle, I've got a hole. Okay, let's just try this. So I go here, let's flip this around. There we go. But you got the hole in here. Okay, this flipping, by the way, all it is this one here. You know, you just flip it around. Okay, now how do we not produce this hole in there? So what you do is this. Let's delete that again. We cheat Archicad a tiny bit. So what you do is you click, and instead of drawing with my mouse any of any measurements, what you do is you stay at 0 and you hit X and you go 0.1, enter, and enter again. So what happened is now it is so tiny, there is still a hole, but as you can see, I zoom so much in, you'll never be able to see that hole. So if I go into my 3D view, you can clearly see that it's all good. Little line you see in here, don't worry, it will not render out. Okay, great. So we got our first sort of stair piece, and let's get back to our drawing. So I've got this one here now, and if you can see over here, we got a couple more. So this one is actually the same, but I added sort of a column and this bit at the bottom. I'm not sure if I should add this into the profiler because we have different lengths, so I probably should leave this out. Anyway, I'll have a look, and again I added those. Now a quick tip on how to add them. Let's just take those ones out, because it's quite easy to go along a spline. So what you do is, I had 4 of them, okay, so I want another 4 here, and we can do this like this. You distribute 4 and pick path, rotate to path. Okay, so you go, see, it will pick a path, so let's just pick the path. I click, and the next click has to be, well, it doesn't have to, but I go in the middle here to give me the starting point. And now as you can see, it's going nicely along. See, it goes all the way along. Actually quite funny, look, it's going down the stairs. Sorry, I've got a bit sidetracked here. Yeah, just like this, and you click again. See, look at this. So it's quite easy to produce this actually. Right, so this is pretty much the same copy. Obviously I added those, and I pasted this into my profiler. So the next stair I've got here, let's have a look at edit. I've got here, oh, that's a small one, fair enough. I also had a bigger one, I think. Yeah, there you go. So that's this one. The only thing I added in here again is the little, the little lights that will glow later. Okay, so I added that in here. Great, so that's it. Same materials, obviously, and just for the purpose now, I leave this in here, but you can easily take it out, but let's just leave it in there for now. So let's get out of here. So if you go now, so you got the first one here, right? That's this one without a column. So what you can do is you can actually now take this, and let's just drag a copy, and we put this over here, and we open that, and let's just go to stair number 2. hit OK, and let's have a look in 3D. So we got two pieces now. There you go. See, that's the second one because I used a different profiler. It will easy just adjust to this one. Then we do another copy, and let's just go over here, and we do the third one, which is number 3. Okay, great. Oops, I have to deselect so we can see all of them. There you go. So this is the same, those ones, but I've got a nice round and I've got obviously a column here with a base. Okay, this is looking good. Now, how do we connect them all? Okay, so let me start here and draw as example first a slab. So let's just draw 2 slabs so we can see what we want to connect. Okay, I just added them quickly, and I also added the stair. Let's have a look in 3D. So very simple, you don't need a tutorial for this. They're just a couple of slabs on different levels, and I added the stair. The stair actually is another profile. Have a quick look here. Hyundai Stair, very simple profile, and then I could use the same. You can see it's the same material for now. See, there you go. They look exactly the same. Get back out of here. So that's the stair out here, and you can see we can start connecting them now, because see, this is the very first one here. So this one will go right here, and then we start going up. Let's go to the first level. Great, let's get back to our ground floor. So what you do is you take this and you just draw, you just move it towards here. See, this is obviously design phase now, okay? So let's have another look, and let me move this section now up here so we can see what's happening. Let's go in the middle. Yeah, that's not bad. Maybe move this a little bit more. I only want this one in here. Okay, A1, let's have a look. So we got A1 in here. There we go. Now this is great because you can see where you want to start walking into it. If I look here, over here on my image, there we go. I don't have an image where it starts exactly, but let's just say you want to start here and walk in the first one. You can see you got to cut something out obviously to get started. So if I go back here, I have to make sure that the level is correct. Okay, so if I walk in here, I can walk straight into here, and this level looks pretty good. So I'm happy with that. You can obviously you could move that down. That's fine. So you always go a couple of steps down first, and then you start going up. But I think that's pretty cool. I start on the same level. Now, what we do is let's get back here, and we move over here, and we start cutting this off. All right. For this, I use a morph element, and I will put this on the cutting element layer, which I can turn off anytime. And as you can see, it's turned wireframe. It means you will see in a moment that anything I model, it will just look, it will display in wireframe. It's just easier to see what's going on. Okay, so I put this here. Don't bother too much really, because I only use this for cutting about all the settings here. All right, it's really not important if you just use this element as cutting. All right, cool. Let's draw a very simple morph first. So if I take this, take that one, yeah, great. And you go on the edge of my slab all the way here, and it asks me for height. Let's make this 2 meters. And you click OK. So let's have a look in our section. All right, where's the morph element? It's a bit high up. Great, so we take this now and move this down. Now, what is important, if you look here, you got to move it down all the way to there. So let's drag this further down, and we go there. Now, anything within here will be cut off. Okay, so you can see already we have to move the morph element towards the left, otherwise this step is in the way. To do this, I really like to show you this first. It's a tutorial, and it's nice to see. So I select both of them, go into 3D, And as you can see, that's what I mean. It's in wireframe, just quickly to see what's happening. If it's not in wireframe, it just shows a solid, but then you can't really see what's going on in here. So I quite like working in this with this way and keep it on a wireframe. Great, so let's start our first SEO, and we get the target first, which is this one. Great, target, and we take the operator, and we can use just normal subtraction. So execute this, and we have a look what's going on here. As I said before, I know I needed to move this further, but I think because of the tutorial, it is quite nice to see what's going on. So it's only cut that far, so we got to cut it further. Okay, so let's go and go in here, and we just take this now and move this further. Now if I drag this just far enough to there, okay, because it's, how you said it, because the cutting is always there, it will cut it off straight away, and you can see that this is not long enough, so I would have to extend this. So let's go into 3D and extend this. There you go, so it's only cutting there. So let me just take this, and we go to the morph, and let me extend this a bit. There we go. Okay, so now it's cut off everything. Looking at this, that is good now, and we can get in, but you can see I would have to cut way too much off doing it this way. Okay, so what we have to do is move this back. Let's just move this one back, because we need to cut roughly here, but then you need another one, or you can just change this cutting element to make it a bit more round. Okay, so let's just use a morph element, and let's make this round, and we just go in the middle here. It has to be in the middle, which is good. So anywhere on this section I moved it into the middle, I can just draw my arc. So let's just go here, and there we go. So that's, again, it's a design tool, so we just roughly have a look, maybe go there, or you can go big, but that doesn't really work, does it? So let's just go here roughly, and we click a morphing. Now this we can cut this off, but maybe it would be nicer to cut it a bit more there. So that means I almost need, in this case, to start with an oval shape. So let's undo this, and we do not have an oval shape here. So what you do is, let's go to arc and circle, oval shape, and we start again. Let's do it like this. Again, just roughly, see? We're designing this now. So, yeah, this could look not too bad. Let's just do this. Alright. Now we go back to the morph, and we space click. That means we should have a round morph somewhere now. You know what? Because the tutorial really should move this out, I can't see what's going on. Let's move over here and do this again. So morph, space click, yeah, that's better. And we move this back. Okay, so this is just roughly there. Alright, cool. So select those two, there we go. And now we extend this one down, because that's only a flat piece at the moment. There we go. Perfect. Now let's have a look. So select this, because it's already cut off with the other one, that's fine, but we can still do this. Let's get a target, and we go operator, execute. Okay, so this is looking now like this. Now how does it look in the full view? And we actually go and have a look. Oh, okay, that's still selected, my mistake. There we go. Alright, so it looks like this now. You know what, for now, let's just go and limit our ground to first floor. It's a little bit easier. Okay. Great. Don't worry, that's cut. Don't worry about it. It looks a bit funny, but it's all good. All right, let's have a look. You can see if you go here, this looks a little bit better now. But again, it's up to you how you would design this. Okay, so you can see all you have to do is, for this one, you have to add a piece here. And obviously the stair down here, you know, I would have to cut the stair off. Right, let's just do this quickly. We suspend groups. And let me just split this stair. And we move this that way and that way. Look, again, I'm designing here so roughly. All right, cool. So the stair won't be in the way down there, and you know. Great. Now this piece here needs to be drawn extra to connect. Okay, that's just the way it has to happen here. Now what you can do is move this up. Let's have a look in our section. Move this up as much as you can. Okay, so we move this up, and I really want to cut. Yeah, I need to cut just underneath the wooden, you know, piece of material here. Okay, so if I go 93D, we'll see what happens. There we go. Also looks underneath, looks nice connected again. Okay, so this little piece here, it's quite easy. We just draw an extra piece of slab here. Okay, so let's do this. Go back, make sure we got the same material. Let's just close this for now. So if I go to the slab here, I used Hyundai 2. That's my wooden material. The thickness is 20. I know because I did it. I can show you that in a moment. And we just put this on floors as an example. So what you have to do is you have to now draw this slab from here. So you go from there and draw it all the way, you know, around here. Now, because this is an ellipse, it's not as easy to fit this on. So there's a couple of steps you can do. Let's try if I can manage to. Yes, okay, the magic wand tool does recognize it. So I just space click. Okay, let's have a look if that worked. Where am I? There we go. Beautiful. Okay, it's perfectly connected now. I've got the layer set up that I can turn off the cutting element to have it nice and clear. And you can see already what's happening here. Okay, perfect. Now, you saw on the side here, I told you I'm doing that later. See, the material is not correct, it should be white. So what you do is select them. Let me select the other two so we have them ready because they got the same material at the moment if I cut it. So we open them, and this is the middle part, and the middle part is white. So I go to my Hyundai 3, white, and this should change now. There you go. So I got the same material now as the outside right here. Okay, great. So this is good. Now let's connect the next one because it's not as easy. You can replicate it, but you have to be very careful because now we do a step up. So we take this one and move that one, and let's move this. It's important that you for now be in the middle here. Okay, so we stay here on the same line for now. Now how much do you move in? Again, we have to now check what's going on. Let's look at the section. Okay, so we got the section here. So what I like to do is, actually let's have a quick look over here in the image as reference so we understand what's happening. So all I want to do is now connect this here, and you can see the connection here is right at the top, sort of the end of the stair where the handrail starts. So that's what I want to do. So let's go over here so you can see this is almost the next step, which has to be here. So select those and we drag them up now. Zoom in a bit to take, let's go here, got to really make sure we got the same here. Alright, up, and we go right there. Zoom in a bit, make sure we got the right one. Okay, so this connects beautifully now here. The next step is, because we are in here, I made a copy, very nice, delete that one. We move that way now, because I want to cut. Okay, so take this, and we just drag. You don't have to drag it all the way here because we will cut it a bit. So let's just drag. Let's just go from here. This is against this design. I'm just designing at the moment. Go to there. So that's the overlap. I have a feeling that's a bit much. Let's do under that step, and we drag again. Let's go from this point there over to this point. All right, let's have a look what's happening here. Yeah, could work. Let's just see. We go over here. That the other one I deleted was actually the other piece of the stair. Not to worry, we just mirror a copy, right? So what we do is you go move, mirror a copy, and we just add another one. Let's just group them again. Excellent, let's have a look. Okay. Yes, let's just try to cut this, and we probably have to adjust it a little bit in a minute, the way, you know, left or right. For this one, because all is round, we definitely use a round morph now. Okay, morph round. So the cutout is not bad, but I need to go further down. But if I go further down, I'll cut this piece off, and I don't really want to cut this piece off. Okay, so what I like you to do is next. See, it's a tutorial. I would have done this straight away, but because it's a tutorial, I'd like to show you those steps. I would do another morph, but this time I would go like this. So let's zoom in a bit, and we click there. This one, sorry, and we go there, and here we do the same. We go over here, and we move that way. You probably noticed that it's not smooth enough. Again, I'll show you that in a minute, how to get it a bit nicer. And we move back in here, and we got this connected. Now let's just see this. Right. Yep, that's not too bad, not too bad. I rather have this straight, to be honest. All right, let's connect this straight. So just take a line here. There we go. Okay, and now we move this one to there. Great. Take this line and you just drag it down to this one, and we move that one over in here. Yes, I like this a lot better. Let's get rid of this. Okay, cool. So we take them now and we make them nice and round, you know, roughly there, just roughly there. And here we obviously have to go this way. That's right. So let's go there. And here we got it cut off here. But we will see in a moment how this works out. Okay, let's go and have a look in 3D. There we go. Okay, so that's this shape now. Let's move this shape down. Sorry. Oops. There we go. We can go there. Great. So what I do is we don't need this anymore. Delete. Obviously, you see the cut. It goes off straight away. And you can see already what's happening down here. See? This has to go further down. And it has to try to match this one. That's cool. But I like to show you this one by one. So select. We got the target. And we take this, operator, execute. Right, so if I go in here, a couple of things. You can see that shape has to be, you know, I have to change that. And I gotta go further down, even with this one a little bit. The main thing is, I wanna go further down. So take this, and we have to really make sure we get this gap going. So go down, to there. I'll go in the section in a moment. And don't forget, we have not cut this off yet. Alright, so you see it really cuts down, and if you look at the section, let's have a quick look. Yeah, so we really need to go all the way to there. Let's go down. Alright. You understand what I mean? Because we gotta walk up there. Actually, I'm too far now, am I? There you go. See, it's not that easy, is it? Let's go one up. Let's drag this one up. And we go there. Alright. Okay, that's probably better. To see what's happening, I better cut some of that off, because it is a bit hard to understand. Right, let's go there, operate and execute. And let's turn the cutting element off so we get a clearer picture. Okay, so this is what's happening at the moment, and you can see I needed to go, I need to go one up. That's cool, but that's why we do it. Or you can actually, I probably have to move this one down. If I move this one down, I know they're 180 high, okay, so I can just go minus 180. So this moves down by one step. Okay. Yeah, I think this is better because then I'm coming up here. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. Great. Go back in here. Now this one here, you just what happens is it cuts, see those little pieces, it doesn't cut them off. So it is quite easy just to extend this a little bit. Okay. A couple of things, you can go and just take this one and you just go like this and just move it in a bit, okay, and then we'll cut them off. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, cut them off a little bit more, but they're not enough. So what I suggest is, you could see by the way that this is still not very smooth, so let's just select this and we smooth them out. Yeah, because it's in 3D, see I didn't move them both. Let's go, that's why. Let's go there. Just quickly again to show you. Right, they're gone now. But you can see the edges, you know, they're very, it's not very nice. So what you do is, you can smooth them, but let's just wait and have a look at the other side quickly to make sure I do this too before we smooth them. Alright, cool. Okay, I see I'm not happy. They are too close. I need to move this over. So let's go down here to the ground floor again. What I mean is with moving over, I need to select this and those ones. I need to move them over. Okay, they're just too close. It doesn't work. So what I like to do is, let's drag and we take this one here. Let's just go a little bit further and we drag this back. Okay, let's have a look. Because it needs to really just cut off this piece here. Okay, it's getting better, I think, getting better. So let's smooth them out now. I think we can. I can do it in 3D, you can see what's happening here. So we click them and we do modify morph, modify segmentation, you just double it. And let's do it one more time. I usually do it twice, don't overdo it. It just gets too heavy. And okay. Right, so if I zoom in now, you can see it's a lot more smooth now than before. Yeah, it looks much smoother now. Okay, great, but you can see, if I go back, I need to move this a little bit further that way. Okay, so it has to go over this. Let's take them here and we just got to go over. Try to get the arc. Remember it's in 3D, so I've got to move both the top and the bottom of the polygon. Just make sure you over that. There you go. So if you look here, you can see it still doesn't cut off enough, so I have a feeling, let's just do this and we go like this. Alright, let's have a look. There we go. So we cut this off. If I now turn off my cutting element, you can see what's happening. That's pretty cool, but we need to go further down, okay, by 20, because gotta add this piece of wood. So that what I mean is with this, you gotta go back in here and you select this and you elevate by -20. Okay, so it cut out another 20 because, yeah, see? There we go. Now you can see if that doesn't fit at the bottom, we'll see in a moment. If I draw it there, we just move them up and down a little bit, okay? Very cool. Looking good. So if we come in here, up the stairs, there we go. Okay, excellent. This is great. Now, if we continue this, because we have one of those, this is starting to get easier. I know it took a bit of, it took a while to get here, but it's just important you can see how you do it, because if you keep going and do the whole stair, it's important you know what's going on. Now it's a little bit easier, because what I can do is now you can just select this. Make sure you don't select the, yeah, no, I haven't selected that one. So that's the only thing I select. So what you can do is now, watch this. So I can now go and drag a copy, right? And just keep it straight for now. And what happens is, let's go over here. It obviously keeps the cut in there, right? So if I go and turn it off. So I've got this piece already, got the cut already. All I have to do is connect it to the next one. So if I go back, let's select this and we drag this back. We like to match this up, right? Straight. And this one we match at the top here. Very close. Yeah, not bad. So let's have a quick look. Let's move my section a bit because it starts to get in the way there. Alright, so if I look at my section now, we got this. Perfect. And you obviously want to move up, correct? Now, how far do we want to move up? Again, let's have a quick look. If we look at our reference image over here, see that's the smaller one. Again, you just got the top, so it's pretty much the same as before. So let's go and go back in here. All right, so we go the same amount up, which is, if you want to measure, we can easily measure that. Should be the same. So we go up here, 340. Yeah, pretty sure it's 340. So we take this. This is make sure it's not suspended, and we drag this up 340. Okay, didn't drag this up because it's not connected. That's okay. Just drag this again, and we drag it up 340. Great. Let's have a look what we got in 3D now, and we elements off. Okay, so you can see because we already had this, it gets much faster now. And we go back and have to cut this off. So let's go in here and we use the solid element operation. So operator, target, and we execute. And then we'll see how it looks. There you go. Very close, very close. So it's quite easy to adjust this now. Yeah, see, that looks pretty good. Okay, excellent. I like it. Cool. Now, because we move this now, see, it gets even more easy now because we move this now into place here. Have a look at the next one. By the way, let's start moving them, rotating them a bit. So how about I rotate a little bit? Always go in the middle, go there, and let's start rotating over here. Okay, let's have a quick look. See, because the cut is going with you, that's when it starts to look really cool. Okay? Don't worry, that's just the marquee tool. Yeah, cutting off something. Now what I mean is getting even easier. It's really cool. So you can take this now and we just drag another copy. Watch this. So a copy from here to there, and then let's rotate from here and go a little bit like this. Let's see what happens here. Okay, there you go. How cool is that? Obviously you have to move this up, yes, and we know we used 340, remember? Take this and you up 340, and the next bit is we go over here. You need then to cut this one off. So we take this and target this one, operator, execute. Look at this. That is cool. So you can see you can go quite fast now. Remember, I told you I left them in there because I just thought it would be nice to show. But obviously, let's go and go infinite again. This one obviously looks quite nice. And this goes into the ground. But if I keep going up, they will start to float. Okay, so I personally would take them out. Now I told you before, this is the cool bit. So we go and have a look. This one has it in it. What I do is first I duplicate it because I want to keep this and I want to use this later. So I duplicate it. Hyundai is there. Actually, I need to see the numbers. I've got 3 here. All right, so let's duplicate and we make it 4. And we call it base. All right, duplicate. That's all good. But I want to go back to this one here, and that's what I mean, you know, you just go and you just pretty much delete this and save this. And let's delete this with the other one too. I think I got one more here, yeah. So delete this, because it's not going to work very well. Save. All right, so if I go back into my 3D now, I obviously cut them off. Great. Next bit is the large one. You got to connect the large one because it gives me a little bit more problems again with the cutting. It's similar to this one here, okay? So you just move the large one over and let's just say we connect this like this. Yeah, okay. So what you have to do is start moving now your section. Right, so let's just drag it a little bit, drag it to the middle here, and rotate exactly from the middle, okay? From the middle, and I want you to go exactly to the middle there. So if I go now, it is much easier to work with. All right, so if I take them now and move them up, it is just a lot easier. In this case, I have to drag up. First, let's go there. And we had 340. Let's just try to drag 340 up. Okay, and let's have a look at 3D. So if I go here, so I'm coming here, coming up, and I have one extra step there. Okay, so in section, coming up here, stepping here, step, 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 and I'm here, but then you step down. Right, so you have to be careful because I rather go step and straight as we have with the other ones. So let me have a quick look what we got here. Yeah, you see what I mean? You step up and you go straight on the platform, and I think that's much nicer. I think that's what we should do with the big one too. Now, the steps are the same as before I showed you. There's no need to show you this all again. So I did it while you were not looking and made all this up. So let's have a look. See, I just kept doing this, copy them around, move them up and down. whatever I need to, plus this one is on the same level. I'll show you in a moment, that's even easier. So let's have a look in 3D what I've got here. Alright, let's have a look. Okay, so I did all this, and obviously I still haven't done the column at the bottom, that's fine. But you can see it's going up nicely at the top. That's the big one here. Like I said, it's just the same thing as before. You just use a couple of cutting elements to get this going. And then we got, some of them are on the same level. We just move all the way to the second level, because I also went all the way up to the next level. As you can see, I missed one here, that connection. Don't worry, I can do that later. But if I turn this off, it's quite nice to see what's happening here. So the steps are really cool actually. It looks quite amazing. We go down here and we're really starting to get there. Great, so the next step obviously would be, we have to add the handrails, and I like to just put the columns down and have the base of the column look the same. So that's our next step, so let's get into this now. We just extend them down. Let's just extend them down, and let's extend them down quite a lot. Save this, and we do the same with number 3. And here we can just delete this and move them down. Look, for this tutorial, I just do it a bit by eye and save. And you'll see if we go back to our 3D now, this will adjust automatically. Have a look at all the columns down here. Yeah, it's thinking at the moment. There we go. Okay, you can see the columns are all nicely extended. Yes, they go too long, but for me in this tutorial at the moment, that's not really important. What you do is, if you want to have them cut off at the floor level here, just select them and use the SEO. Great, so the next bit is obviously the one I just saved, which is Hyundai Stair 4. So I want to add now this at the bottom of all my nice stairs. So we go down to our floor level, and what we do is simplest way is really you just copy one of those. So let's just drag a copy. There we go. And we open, and we just change them to number 4. Alright, so this is now just the very bottom. What we do is next, let's select, just do a mark keyframe. That'll do. And we have a quick look where this is. There we go. Very easy. So we take this from there and we just move it down to our floor level. See? There you go. And now what you have to do is you just take this, and let's just drag this as example to the first one here. Then let's have a quick look if it's all okay before I continue. So we go there, and it should fit just perfectly. See? There you go. This is not exactly, there we go, very interesting. See, always something new to learn. I wonder why this is not fitting exactly, because, oh yes, they go obviously inside. So I suggest, see, that's what you have to work out sometimes. I suggest this. I would go in here and I would extend them slightly. That's just my suggestion. So I would go here and say X, let's try 2 plus. So you see they move slightly. Yes, I can delete the line. So I did move the fill. So that means if I go back now, see, you gotta drag this over now. It will extend the sweeping of the bottom of the column. And if we go back to our 3D, you will see what happens in a moment. Okay, so it is slightly, see, it's slightly coming out, and it's all fixed. Looking good to me. Now, obviously I don't have to show you all this, but you will obviously take the bottom of this and you just copy it around by, no, don't need to do this now. You just copy them around just to make sure I got the right one. Yes, this is the one. And obviously you just, you know, click, and you just click them around everywhere. Okay, as you can see, I did actually move this and not copy. Look, there's a little trick. So to get this back, Watch this, so I've selected this at the moment, right? Watch this, so you go copy, done this before, so this is now copied, and I do a couple of undo steps. Beautiful, watch this, great, and now we paste this in. I got around them, see? I hope you understood what I did, it's very cool, it does work very well. Because I made a mistake, instead of copying this, I actually did draw, just, you know, move it. See, back in business, and now we can take this and copy it around everywhere. I do this quickly for you, obviously you don't have to see, you don't have to watch all this, so let's do it quickly. Magic. Okay, as you can see, we got now columns everywhere, which is great. Let's go down here to have a look. Okay, they're all perfectly down on the ground floor now. So that's great. You can turn that off too. Looks a bit neater. There you go. And I can see as example, you should really extend this one down, have a hole here. So just take this one and we extend this all down for now. This tutorial, great, going up here. Okay, this is looking good. Now next bit is to add the handrails. There's two ways to add the handrails. There's an easy way to add a simple glass handrail, which we can do in here. So we go to our profile and let's just add this one here as example. You will see this is working quite well, but it depends how you like the connections. So we save this and you will see in a moment, because it's still in the profile, it will draw this automatically in your 3D. Okay, so you can see what happens here, right? That's what I meant before, depending how much work you want to put in, how you want to show the connections. Alright, so you can see I would have to, as example, all those ones that don't extend far enough, you would have to extend it to make sure it actually cuts, right? So you go there, there, and you just extend them up. Let's have a look. Okay, because then we'll cut it out and we go there. Okay, I mean, this, like I said, it's obviously, it's not bad, it is quite quick, depending how close you go to your visualization. You can think, okay, that's actually not bad. And going in here, you know, that's pretty good actually, but you can see the problem we have with the connection here. Okay, so if you're not happy with that and you too close, then obviously we will have to do it a different way. The second way is we use a normal handrail. So let me just get rid of this. Or you know what? Let's do this. See, sometimes again you can just duplicate this and keep it, because if you want to get back to it, it's quite easy to copy. So let me just, this one here we duplicate, stair number 2. Okay, so let's duplicate this. Then we keep it with a 1 at the back. So this is a duplication. For now, I can say, okay, look, I don't want this now. I want to use normal handrails. So you get rid of this, save, and then obviously in 3D it's all gone again, and this time I can use my normal handrail. You see they will disappear in a moment. Okay, so doing the handrail, obviously we just pick the handrail tool here, and you know, you could use some of the default settings for this tutorial. That's what I do. But if you want to create your own handrail, obviously, you know, just go for it and create your own handrail. So let me pick this one here, and I start here in 3D for now. So if I go here, let's just start clicking, and we go over here, click again, and click again. So you got this, and all we have to do is now we make it a bit roundish. Okay, there you go. So that's obviously the other way you do the handrail. Okay, I added all the handrails and it looks pretty good now. I really like it now. Remember, we had one little problem here. You see there is a gap where, you know, a child could fall through. So if I go back here to my reference image, they solved this problem by just, you know, adding a simple little sort of, you know, just by simply adding a protection against a child falling through. So we can do the same, it's very simple. I did a section through here, looking that way. Let's have a quick look, section here, and all I did is I added a line, polyline. I copied that polyline, I copied this down to my ground floor, which is here. I made it round there, and we can use now the beam tool here, just the segment, make sure it's round, make it 40 mil and material. Click OK and we space click. Now this is a beam and you can't rotate the beam obviously around, so what you have to do is let's just copy this, okay, and we just convert this to morph. There we go, and let's drag it over here, and we can add one just here. So let me do this. We gotta rotate it first. To do this, it's easier in a section or elevation. So let's drag this. I'll show you. Drag this here, and then make sure you drag it parallel or perpendicular to your section. There you go. Okay. So if I now go here, you should be able to see that somewhere. Let's have a quick look where we are. Oh, there it is. Okay, so you select, make sure it's grouped, and we rotate this. There we go. Because I did make it parallel or perpendicular to my section elevation, you can easily turn it. So you gotta be careful here. I did not turn this correctly nicely. Let's do it again. So go there, make sure this is straight, and I want this straight. Yeah, that's better. Okay, let's go and drag this up. We go from here, add this to there, look, go on. Ah, there it is. Yeah, a bit annoying sometimes, but yeah, we will usually always find it again. Okay, we show now the floor below. Okay, hang on a second here, there we go. And we show the floor below to make sure we can fit this in. So just roughly put it there, and then in 3D we'll have a look. There we go. Got to move it a bit closer, I think. Getting there. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. So there you go. You just add those ones everywhere they need it, and then you're done. Okay, I don't have to finish this off now, but I think you got the concept today of how to produce those Hyundai stairs, and I think it looks pretty cool, and I hope you learned something here. And as always, I hope to see you back next time. Bye for now.